Hi everybody. So here's my progress on the baby blanket using the Afghan or Tunisian stitch. And I'm getting to a part right now where I have just this much yarn left. Here, I'll put it on the couch. I have just this much yarn left. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to add a new skein of yarn to this. And it's a little different than what you've seen before. Because I'm just going to add it as an extension, and I'm going to have a piece of this yarn, like this is a pretty good length, it's about 6 or 8 inches here, and I'm okay with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my next piece, and I'm going to leave a long chain too for this, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do this anyway, and if I pull this through here, so I'm gonna pull, where'd the other go? I'm gonna leave myself some space, and I'm gonna use, instead of using this piece to pull it through, I'm gonna use the new one for the new skein, and I'm just gonna wrap it around there. I'm gonna hang on to it, and I'm just gonna pull it through. And then I'm going to grab the longer piece, and I'm going to continue with my row. Now it's just added in there, that it's not tied yet. It will be tied. Let me get a few stitches in here. And because I'm using a variegated thread, it really doesn't matter, you know, what the other piece looks like, because as you go through it, it's going to show the variegation. All right, so now what you're going to do is when you turn it over, and this looks like it's knitted, which is what I absolutely love about this piece, I have, that's the current piece, I have these two pieces. Let me get it in the camera. I have these two strands, okay, and these are the ends here. All I'm going to do for right now, because I don't want this to unravel, is I'm going to tie a knot. So I'm going to tie one knot, and I'm going to pull it tight, and I'm going to check over here and make sure that it isn't messing up my tension on this end. So I'm going to pull it there. I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to pull this one even tighter, and that makes the knot smaller. And then it's getting wrapped around my fingers. I'm going to do it one more time, and I have now 3 knots. And it's really close up into this, so that when I go through, when I'm done with the blanket, I will take this, and I'll show you how I do it, and I'll put it on a needle, on a crocheting needle that goes through this stuff. And the eye is big enough to hold this, but this is baby yarn, so I can get it in just about anything. And then I'll weave it through all of this to where you can't even see it. So you won't be able to see it this way, because when I go back and stitch over this particular knot right here, you won't even notice it, because this knot now is going to fall down into it, and it's going to be embedded in this space right here where my thumb is. See that little hole? That's where that knot is going to go into. So hopefully this helps. When you're doing any kind of addition to yarn, you want to make sure that you have enough yarn at the end so that you can weave them through the pieces that you're working on. I have a really super cool, easy way that I learned on TikTok, as a matter of fact, or Instagram. I can't remember which one. And it's how to add yarn when you're doing regular crochet. I don't really consider this stitch regular crochet, because it is so different. It's worked differently, and it's also, it looks different. I don't know, I just really like the way this one looks. It's just so pretty. And it's so soft. I wish you guys could feel this. It is super, super soft. And I like the knit look of the back, because if you know me, I can't knit. My knitting stitches look like, you know, this far apart. I've tried left-handed knitting. I've had people sit and teach me, and it's just, it's not gone well. Let's put it that way. But this here has just been fun. And I'm in the middle of a power outage right now for about 3 or 4 hours, so I'm just sitting in the living room, because my studio is super dark without my big floodlights on it. And whoops, sorry about that, the hook got caught. I'm just sitting here crocheting. So I'll get back to it. This will pop up later tonight once I get internet and power back. Hope y'all have a great day. Leave me some comments and tell me what you think of the video so far. All right, talk to you later.